Is client-side JWT storage vulnerable to XSS and CSRF attacks? Imagine you're locking your front door with a key that's easy for a thief to copy. That's similar to how storing JSON web tokens on the client side can open doors to security risks. Today, we're going to explore if storing these tokens on your website makes you vulnerable to two common attacks: cross-site scripting and cross-site request forgery. First, let's understand what a JSON web token is. It's a compact, digitally signed token that holds important information about your user's identity and permissions. Developers often store these tokens on the client side to keep users logged in without needing to check the server every time. But where you store the token matters a lot for security. If you store the token in local storage or session storage, it's accessible to JavaScript running on your page. That means if your site has an XSS vulnerability, an attacker could inject malicious scripts that read the token directly from storage. Once they have it, they can impersonate the user and access protected parts of your backend. On the other hand, storing tokens in memory or using HTTP-only cookies can help. HTTP-only cookies are not accessible via JavaScript, so even if an attacker manages to inject malicious code, they can't steal the token directly. This makes cookies a safer choice for storing sensitive data like JWTs when it comes to XSS attacks. Now, let's talk about cross-site request forgery. This attack tricks a user's browser into sending unauthorized requests. If your JWT is stored in a cookie that's automatically sent with each request, the browser will include it even if the request is malicious. This can be dangerous because it allows attackers to perform actions on behalf of the user without their knowledge. To prevent this, you should set your cookies with the same site attribute. This setting restricts cookies from being sent with cross-site requests. Using same site equals lax or strict helps block many CSRF attempts. Also, adding anti-CSRF tokens on your server can provide an extra layer of protection. If you store your JWT in local storage or session storage and send it manually in authorization headers, CSRF attacks are less likely. That's because browsers don't automatically include these tokens in requests. But remember, this approach makes your tokens more vulnerable to theft if an XSS attack occurs. So, what's the best way to keep your tokens safe? Generally, storing JWTs in HTTP-only, secure cookies with the same site attribute is the safest. This setup prevents scripts from reading the token and reduces the chance of CSRF. But it's also important to implement strong server-side checks, such as verifying signatures and using secure algorithms. Always sanitize user inputs to prevent XSS vulnerabilities, and consider using content security policy headers to restrict what scripts can run on your site. For single-page applications, some developers store tokens in memory and refresh them often, which can limit exposure. In the end, storing JWTs on the client side can be risky if not done carefully. Choosing the right storage method and combining it with proper server security measures helps protect your users and your application from both XSS and CSRF attacks.